All right, folks. Welcome back to another riveting episode of the Curiosity Chronicles. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of communication and language, filled with quirky phrases that peel back the layers of our daily interactions. You know, it's interesting how language shapes our reality. Have you ever noticed how every language has these unique phrases that just hit differently?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I was recently thinking about how no one knows his whereabouts. I mean, that just paints a picture, right? It's like I can imagine a secret agent or something, just disappearing. Laughs.
Right. It's like a spy novel on a page. When we say, no one knows his real name, it adds that layer of mystery. It's almost as if we're conditioned to be curious about the unknown, don't you think?
So are you saying that this sense of mystery, fuels our desire to know more? I mean, take for instance when you said, no one knows what will happen tomorrow. That makes me think of time travel movies. What if we really could, peek into our futures?
Oh, that's a fantastic analogy. It's kind of like a suspenseful cliffhanger where you just can't wait for the next part. Speaking of time, have you ever noticed how we can say, I haven't laughed like that for a long time? It really makes you treasure those moments, right?
Totally. That's like, oh my gosh. Do you remember when my favorite band finally came to town? I laughed and danced all night, but what about those moments when, I can't stay for a long time? That's something I say a lot when I'm running late, which is, all the time. Laughs.
Haha, yes. And that's the beauty of communication. It's about expressing how we feel. When someone says, he has been sick for a long time, it brings a heaviness, a realism to the conversation, right?
Wow, I didn't think about it that way. So then, if we also say that young people tend to think so, it's kind of a stereotype that can lead to interesting discussions, especially with older generations.
Exactly. And when we say we tend to forget our ultimate goal, it resonates deeply in so many areas. Personal dreams, career paths, even relationships. There's definitely a lesson nestled in there, for sure.
Whoa, that's deep. So if we get sidetracked, it's crucial to remember what we're really aiming for, huh?
Absolutely. Isn't it interesting how we often default to English when interacting with foreigners? It feels like we're trying to bridge communication gaps. But isn't it wild that I am used to getting up early?
Right. Do you ever find that morning rush where you can't quite think straight? I've been trying to adjust my sleep schedule, but geez, I'm just not used to it. Laughs.
Haha, I completely understand that struggle. Phrases like, I insist on knowing the reason, often signal that we're digging deeper for understanding, right? It's about getting to the heart of a matter rather than just skimming the surface.
Oh, for sure. And I love when people say, just relax and take your time. It's so inviting. Makes me think of those cozy cafes where people just linger over good conversations.
Exactly. And isn't it funny how there used to be a restaurant here can evoke such nostalgia? Just like how you remember those favorite childhood spots that disappear over time.
Wow, do you ever go back and think, what if that place was still around? It's wild how some things don't last,
Yes. By the time I got there, he had already gone. Life just has its own timing. That's a lesson in not waiting for the perfect moment, but embracing what's right in front of us.
Exactly. And when you say, even if work is tough, it is fun, it reminds me of how I tackle challenges head on, even when they get, overwhelming sometimes.
Yes, the essence of resilience. And when we ask, would you like to go to lunch? It's not just about food. It's about connection, sharing experiences, and sometimes even mending misunderstandings.
For sure. My boss got angry at me once for a mistake I made, but it turned into this amazing opportunity to learn. Laughs.